Dulcimerica, my name is Futch. Today I'm going to talk about bending strings. Bending is a really good thing to have for a couple of reasons. One, it allows you to get notes that you don't normally have on a diatonic mountain dulcimer. And it also is a form of expression. It gives you a nice soulful sound for all different types of music, not only blues and rock and roll and jazz, but gospel, country, wherever a note, a half step or a blue note is called for. I'll give you a couple of examples. Let's start off in a traditional tune like Old Joe Clark. In DAD tuning, which is what we're in right now, we would start Old Joe Clark right here at the 4th fret and play up to the 6th fret. Now, something to consider when you're looking down at the mountain dulcimer, and a lot of people look at this instrument who are not used to a diatonic fretboard and they go, your fretboard looks kind of strange, you're missing stuff. And it's true, we're missing frets here, here, and here. We have extra frets that have come in, like the 6.5 or the 1.5, but all of these spaces, the wide spaces in between frets, those are all whole steps. And all the narrow spaces, those are all half steps. It takes 2 half steps to make a whole step altogether. So everywhere you see a wide space in between those frets is where a fret has been pulled out. So on this dulcimer, which has a 1.5 and 6.5 and everything matching in the 2nd octave, all I need is 1, 2, 3 more frets placed right in the middle there, and I'm fully chromatic. So you're not too far away really from being fully chromatic, even if you don't have the 1.5 fret. All that to say what? That's to say that bending notes gives you the half step that you lack. Now in the case of Old Joe Clark, the half step that we need to get that blue note is right there. Whole step, there's a half step. But we can get this note by going 1 fret below and bending this note. Now you notice it's a little shy. I mean, I can get it way up there, but it's hard to do so because my finger is slippery. I'm not going to tell you why. My thumb is slippery. I was just working out, that's why. So it's not exactly on pitch for that C, but sometimes the blue notes are actually better being slightly just below the pitch. So what I'm doing is I'm bending. I'm using my thumb and I am pushing the string away from me, and I'm going to push it far enough to where I'm actually going to contact that middle string. You'll want to feel the string next to you when you're bending on the melody string away from you. If I were bending the middle string, I could either push away from me or I could pull towards me. And you'll still get the same note and not have to worry about falling off the edge of the fretboard. Bending the bass string, of course, you want to pull it towards you to get that bend. But in the case of Old Joe Clark, it's got just a really cool, groovy, little funky feel to it as opposed to just simply playing it and picking it straight. So a bend is a way of expression, and you can use it for all different types of things. So once again, if you want to find that note and you don't have that note, for example, G is here, A is here. In between G and A, there's another half step, G sharp, also known as A flat. To get that note, you play G and then bend, and that'll give you G sharp. The same thing, if you're looking for an A flat, you would simply go down and you would hit that G and you'd bend it, which brings me to a way of approaching these half steps. There is the bend to get the note, where you actually sound the note and then go up into the bend like this. Then there's the release bend, which is you want to bend the note first, hit it, and then release out. Sometimes you want to hear going up and coming back down again. Sometimes you want to bend the note and don't even reveal that you're actually bending the note. And it takes a bit of practice to get in there to release it without hearing that note pitch down, to slide down into the note again. So you got to play around with that, but it's a great tool to have for all different types of music, including the blues. And that just brings me to this. I have a brand new book called The Blues Method for Mountain Dulcimer 101, and we talk about bending and how to use that as a form of leading or playing solos. And one of those things is to either bend notes up or come out of the note like this. Sometimes you'll want to bend first and come out of the note, fall out of the note, like this. See how I'm bending and getting in there before I pluck the note. And then you're sounding on the way down. Sometimes you'll want to get bending up and bending down as well. Where else would you use bending? It depends, you know. It depends on the piece of music and if it's appropriate. I've heard people bend, and I've bent some notes of Amazing Grace, you know. You know, a blue note placed in the right place, if you don't use it too often in a piece where people are expecting it, can really give a nice soulful and a very deeply emotional effect, have that emotional effect on people when you play. It's just another tool in the toolbox. So bending, once again, you want to bend on the melody string away from you. On the bass string, pull towards you. And on the middle string, you can go either direction. You'll find it's easier to bend as you get further up the fretboard. Bending at the first fret is really difficult because you're right next to the nut and there's a lot of tension going on there, but it can be done. Also, just make sure your fingers aren't sweaty from having just worked out. Alright, well that's it for this adventure in playing mountain dulcimer. I hope you'll join me for future adventures down the road. Until next time, this is Bing Futch saying Shonabish.